Hello there, this is the Shadow Ranger. I'm going to talk about the results of Victory Road and where we go from here. Let's see here. Alright, so show started out with Bully Ray coming out saying he was holding the show hostage unless his match with James Storm was for the number one contendership. James Storm came out, agreed to it. They started the match then. It was a really short match with James Storm winning with the last call super kick. I heard that James Storm recently had like an ankle surgery. He says he's supposed to he'll be ready to go for lockdown, but I guess they just want to keep it short to not risk injuring him, or like making it any more injured. But it was very fun for what it was. This odd exchange between JB and Eric Bischoff backstage when JB was trying to interview Austin Aries. I have no idea what the deal was. I don't know if it's going somewhere. They decided to play off the Facebook comments that Bischoff made about Borash. I don't know where this is going. Austin Aries, Zema Ion. Austin Aries defeated Zema Ion, retained the X Division title. They got this heel versus heel match out of the way so they can get the other faces going after Austin Aries. I love the part where he tweeted during the match, because I was watching the match live and I was on Twitter, and I follow Austin Aries on Twitter. So I don't know if it was really him tweeting. They had somebody in the back do the tweet for him on the computer, but the tweet actually appeared like I watched him do it, and like maybe 8 seconds later, I saw the tweet appear on my timeline on Twitter. So I thought that was hilarious. But Austin Aries won. So let's look at what might be his next challenge here. I was going to say Alex Shelley, but they really that promo talking about the return of the machine gun, so that's probably out. Let's see what we got here. We need some faces for him to go after. Who do we have left? Doug Williams. Dear God, please not Gary Bischoff. No, I would like to see Jeff Hardy. I think Jeff Hardy being in the X Division for a little while would be pretty cool, since he's out of the world title picture for now. Now, of course, he's still, I guess this feud with him and Kurt Angle isn't done, because Angle won, so I don't know where they're going with this, but I think Jeff Hardy versus Austin Aries would be a pretty fun match. He's beaten all the faces in the X Division. I don't know if there's any faces left. You're limited because they did the whole thing with the weight limit now, so you gotta leave bigger guys out of it. I don't know who there's left for him to be on the roster unless they're bringing in somebody new. Unless they're about to pull, I don't know, John Morrison out their ass for lockdown. I can't imagine who else it might be. Because only person I see left is Anthony Nese. That's about all they got left. Who's to say, though? So as far as Austin Aries and X Division title, I don't know where they go for it. They could probably get a good 2 or 3 way match out of the way, just to stall for time, though. Madness and Samoa Joe defeated Crimson and Matt Morgan to retain the World Tag Team titles. Crimson turned heel in the process. He, refused to tag in. Then he ended up spearing Matt Morgan, so Joe and Madness could get the win. So they pretty much turned Crimson heel now, and they're gonna feud. That's a good feud. I hope it'd be better than their last match, but I think this could be pretty fun. Maybe Matt Morgan will be the one to eventually ends his streak. What's next for Joe and Magnus? Potential tag teams. I said before, I'd like to see Bully Ray and Kid Cash team up together. I think that could be a good team to go against them. Kazarian and Daniels could be a good team to challenge them. You gotta have some makeshift tag teams. Maybe Mark Haskins and Doug Williams. They can work the Brit thing. Mexican America, about time for them to come back. They need to bring Mexican America back to get a month out of that feud, because they ain't got a whole lot of people left. But yeah, they can do that for a month. And after that, I don't know. I expect to see Mexican America return on Impact this week to challenge for the tag titles, because they ain't got a whole lot of other options. Yeah, I'm still amazed. I said this before in another video. It's amazing how the TNA roster is overcrowded yet still not big enough. They need more people in every division, yet the roster is overcrowded. I don't know. Robbie E came out, open invitation to put the TV title on the line. Challenge was answered by Devon, and Devon beat Robbie E to become the TV champion. I was legit surprised. I did not expect Devon to win. I was a little disappointed when he was the one who came down, but the crowd was into it and he won. I was surprised, but I gotta be honest, I've heard some people say it was good, some people are saying it's bad. The moment he won the title, my first thought was transitional champion. I don't see him holding this belt long. I would be shocked if he holds this belt for more than, if he lasts 2 months with that belt, I'll be surprised. I'd probably be surprised if he lasts 1 month. I don't expect him to hold that title long. I expect that they want another heel to have that TV title, and they just need to transition it off a heel Robbie E to another heel. I don't see Devon holding it long, but hey, it's a pay-per-view payday and another payday for the match where he has to lose the belt, and he got to say he held a singles title. I don't think he's ever held any singles titles though. Who Devon lose it to? He could lose to Austin Aries, and Austin Aries could become a double champion. That would be pretty entertaining. So that opens, because that would open Austin Aries up to a lot more challengers as the TV champion as well as the X Division champion. Or he could win that belt and then later drop the X Division title to somebody else, maybe Zema Ion down the line or another face. Bully Ray makes the most sense. I can see Devon coming out in Impact saying, you know, I've been wanting to get Bully Ray back in the ring for a long time. He's always ducked me, but I've never had enough incentive to get him back in the ring to face me, and now I got the incentive. Now I got the incentive to get him back in the ring because I wanted to for many, many months, and he just would refuse. He refused to face me, but now I got some incentive. The TV title, I'll put it on the line, Bully Ray, if you face me at Lockdown. You and me in the cage at Lockdown. Bully Ray excels. Bully Ray will win and get the belt though. That could be good. I think with the work Bully Ray's been doing, I think he deserves it. I don't think he should be the world champion, but I think if you put that TV title on him, he could do a lot of good stuff with that belt. That's who I most think would Devon would drop the belt to. Other option is Crimson. Crimson still being undefeated. Beats Devon for the title. Won with that belt. Eventually, he do his feud with Matt Morgan. Morgan beat him and get it. Yeah, Pope could beat it. Winning from him, maybe Pope. I talked about a feud between Pope and Anderson, possibly. That could work. Dreading this one, though. It's a possibility, and the fact I'm going to say it makes me think it might happen, but this is the one I'm dreading. Devon loses the belt to Gunner, and then Gunner loses it to Garrett Bischoff. Hoping that's not the one that happens. Who else we got might be a viable for that TV title belt? Possibly Kazarian or Daniels, but this feud with AJ doesn't need a belt involved, so. I think the worst thing would be if he just drops it back to Robbie E. That's all I'm saying. So yeah, I'm gonna predict within the next month or two. Again, I'd be shocked if Devon holds his belt for a month. 2 months would be really shocking, though. I want to say Devon loses that belt to either Austin Aries, making Austin Aries a double champion, Bully Ray, because Bully Ray deserves to run the title. He's just done some fantastic work in the last 6 months, 7 months. The past year has been great, and I think the only reason he's not gonna get the world title because they know that IWC will just freak out because it's another old guy getting the belt. But giving him the TV title, people won't revolt as much, and he deserves a good run with the belt after all the good work he's done. So I'm going to say Austin Aries, possibly, Bully Ray, Crimson. Hoping not, even though, like I said, it's a possibility, Gunner. I hope it ain't Gunner, because if Gunner wins it, that means he's going to drop it to Garrett Bischoff. Hoping it's either Austin Aries, so that Austin Aries can then drop the TV title. The X Division title. Move on towards more opponents. Crimson, so that Crimson can eventually feud over it with Matt Morgan, or Bully Ray. Bully Ray can go into many feuds, because if Bully Ray has it, then more of the other main eventers can be involved with the TV title. Bully Ray wins it, then he can go against AJ, he can go against Matt Morgan. He can go against Doug Williams. You can go against Jeff Hardy. You know, you got more possibilities with Bully Ray having it. I'm hoping it's either Austin Aries, Bully Ray, or Crimson. I'm dreading that it'll be the Gunner. And I don't have a problem with Gunner being the TV champion. I think they wasted his first title run. I like Gunner. I don't want to see him do. I want to see Gunner do a lot more. I'm just afraid that if Devon loses the belt to Gunner, then Gunner's going to lose it to Garrett Bischoff. So, anyway, let's see where we at here. Dixie Carter announced that Slammiversary was going to be taking place in Dallas, Texas. Man, you know, can't have Texas. Gail Kim defeated Madison Rayne to retain the title. I expect one more match between these two, but not on pay-per-view. I'm predicting Lockdown will be Gail Kim versus Velvet Sky. AJ Styles and Anderson defeated Daniels and Kazarian. AJ reversed the Fade to Black and hit Kazarian with the Styles Clash. That was a very fun match. Where this goes with them next, I don't know. We still don't know what this whole secret is being held over people's head, over Kazarian's head, and why he turned heel, so we don't know. But we'll see what happens. I don't know if there's going to be another match in this one, though, so I'm not really sure where this one goes. Kurt Angle defeated Jeff Hardy. Very fun match. I'm expecting they do one more match at Lockdown. You know, is Lockdown, Kurt has to do the Lockdown spot like he do every year where he hits the moonsault off the top of the cage and almost always misses it. And Bobby Roode defeated Sting No Holds Barred match. I like the ending. I think some people are going to hate the ending because Bobby Roode didn't look dominant enough. That's what I thought when I saw that. I think people are going to bitch. But I thought it was good because he's a heel. He's not supposed to win clean. I like the way they did it with Bobby Roode setting up the chair and Sting going for the Scorpion on Death Drop, but he hit his head on his chair on his way down. And I wonder how Sting did that without hurting himself. Because, you know, how do you protect yourself when you slam your head into a chair like that? Because it looked pretty nasty, too. But Roode won. He then tagged Sting. He grabbed Dixie Carter and threw her in the ring and tormented her. He duct taped Sting's arms to the rope. Was going to hit him with a chair, but Dixie Carter jumped in his way so she couldn't hit him. And this is going to sound kind of mean, but I think he should have hit Dixie Carter. I think that would have brought Bobby Roode's heat to level, because that's what I was thinking. It was a moment. It actually had my heart pumping, my heart pounding a bit. I think he should have hit her with the chair. I thought when he outside, he was going to turn around and hit her in the chair right there in the audience. But he threw her in the ring. I think he should have hit her. I don't know. I think he should have hit her with the chair. Only thing I thought was wrong, but other than that, the only thing I thought was wrong with this scene was, where was the help? I mean, Dixie Carter's in trouble and it looked like Roode might do something. Where was D'Lo and Al Snow and Pat Kenny to come out and get him? Where was security? Where was other wrestlers to come out and protect Dixie? It makes me think that this is going to start some kind of storyline, like a pissed off Dixie. You know, where was the help? How come none of you came to help me? I'm not sure what's going to happen, though. But I do think Roode should have hit her with the chair. Maybe you pull some angle where he hits her with the chair and she's hospitalized with a concussion, and she's hospitalized and, you know, maybe she's unconscious or something. I don't know how you would do it, though. But overall, the match was pretty fun to watch. Where you go over here, Roode and Storm at Lockdown, so everything's set up there. Preview for Impact this Thursday says here, what will be the fallout from what Roode did to Dixie Carter? Roode and Storm will be on Impact this Thursday. Eric Young and ODB will defend the Knockouts tag titles against Rosita and Sarita. I hope they win. I really don't think Eric Young and ODB should have these titles for long. Plus, X Division title will be on the line. Austin Aries will defend against Kid Cass, Zema Ion, and Anthony Nese. And the tag team championship will be defended on Thursday. My guess is they're going to defend against Robbie E and Robbie T. Who's to say? Alright, so that's all I have to say about Victory Road. Fun pay-per-view. I give it overall a B. B+. It was pretty good, really good show. I enjoyed all of it. So, yeah. Alright, that is all I have to say. So, this is the Shadow Ranger. Thank you for listening. Have a nice day.